Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are asking your spirit guides for some good news. I was going to film a different video, but I felt compelled to do this one instead. I'm just feeling like, I think for a lot of people with all the planets that have been in retrograde right now, etc., I think that there's a lot of like energetic shifts going on right now, and I just felt compelled to make a video that's a little bit more lighthearted. So we're going to take a look at specifically good news that's coming in for you soon. And with that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever card is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Knight of Pumpkins, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are asking your spirit guides for some good news. I was going to film a different topic, but I felt like I just wanted to do something that was a little bit more positive today. So that's where we're going to be focusing on today. And with that said, let us get into it. Pile 1 spirit guides, what good news do you have for Pile 1? We have the Seven of Imps, which would be the Seven of Wands. What good news do you have? Oh, and the Knight of Pumpkins was the Knight of Pentacles, just to clarify. What good news do you have? Oh, whoa, okay. You know what? I'm going to take these. We have one more card than I was planning to take, but we have room. So I'm just going to take all the cards that flew out. Okay, we have the Eight of Ghosts. This would be the Eight of Cups. We have the Three of Pumpkins, which is the Three of Pentacles. The Page of Pumpkins, which is the Page of Pentacles. And you want to know what's interesting is, when I was thinking about your pile, I kept wanting to say Page of Pentacles, or Page of Pumpkins. Even though I know that I used Knights in the thumbnail. I kept wanting to say Page of Pumpkins, Page of Pumpkins. And then it's interesting that that card did come out for you. So that might be an important message there. We have the Ten of Ghosts, which would be the Ten of Cups. And then the Two of Pumpkins, which is the Two of Pentacles. So we do have quite a bit of Pentacles energy, which makes sense. You did pick the Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pumpkins. And this is a Halloween themed deck, so a lot of the cards do take place outside. But I am seeing a lot of moons here, so there might be a connection to the moon or moon phases. And for me, when I see the moon on tarot cards, it's a specific message about spiritual support. So that might be, spirit guides taking the opportunity to say, like, they're here with you, they're supporting you in whatever way. And specifically, it can be a message about spirit working behind the scenes to bring things into alignment for you. And that might be part of whatever good news we're talking about today. So I wanted to start off by saying that. And by saying that this spread is kind of telling a story. And I think that, we are talking about good news. It's a positive message for you. I think it's definitely interesting that we had the Seven of Imps, which is the Seven of Wands, come out on its own. And then we had the next 5 cards kind of just like leap out of the deck altogether. So I'm thinking that this Seven of Imps might be like your current energy, something that you're currently in, and then something's going to shift. And you're going to walk away from this energy, and everything else is going to come in all at once, and it might be a little bit overwhelming with this Two of Pentacles right here, but in a positive way. And I will point out that even though this moon on the Eight of Cups is like a little bit sad, it's a bit of a bittersweet energy, the moons over here are smiling. So that's giving me the sense that, when you choose to make an energetic shift away from something that is being represented here on the Seven of Wands, it's going to bring a lot of positivity in towards you. And that would be the good news that we're talking about here, but I will get into a little bit more detail. The Seven of Wands is a card that can talk about really embracing your inner warrior, like having a fighter spirit, fighting against the odds. It can talk about feeling like there's some opposition towards something that you're doing. It can talk about needing to set and enforce healthy boundaries, and it can talk about like specifically proving yourself in an environment where there might be people who do not respect your boundaries or who do not want you to succeed in whatever you're doing. And I'm also being compelled to mention that this card can come up specifically when there is a need to protect your energy. And this card, it doesn't tell me whether you're engaging in that or not, but with the rest of these energies here, I'm getting the sense that if you resonate as being in this Seven of Wands energy currently, or like you recognize that you have had to protect your energy, had to work on boundaries, had to fight against some sort of odds. Maybe you've been on a difficult journey, or parts of your spiritual journey have been particularly difficult, and you're really just, pushing yourself to keep going. There's a congratulatory energy from your spirit guides, because that is not easy. It really isn't easy to do that. And then there's another, as I was saying, like a message about the good news about that is, as soon as you shift away from that Seven of Wands energy, it's going to bring in a lot of good things, and it's going to come in probably all at once. There's a specific message here with the fact that, and I did ask Spirit how they wanted me to lay out these cards, and they wanted me to put this Eight of Cups here. And it's right after, it's like we're moving away from this Seven of Wands. The Eight of Cups can talk about choosing to walk away from a situation or a person or a relationship or an environment that is no longer serving you. It's no longer in alignment with your spiritual path. It's no longer healthy for you. It might have served you for a certain period of time in the past, but it is no longer right for you. And it's making the difficult choice to choose to prioritize your own needs, your own emotional well-being, because this is a Cups card, it's the Eight of Cups. And it's when you do that, there's a recognition, especially with the expression on this moon's face, there's a recognition that can be a bittersweet feeling, that there can be a feeling of sadness and loss. There's an ending or a goodbye here that is involved in walking away from something, but I want to reiterate, you are walking towards something very positive for you. I also wanted to mention, before I forget, what's interesting about this card and this deck specifically. These are imps, I guess, on this card, and they look like, like little devil people. And then there's one person here who looks like a human in an imp costume. And for me, that would specifically talk about either the imposter syndrome, feeling like you don't belong, like people are going to discover that you don't belong somewhere, feeling like there's an unconscious feeling that you don't deserve to be where you are. That might be involved in this energy of feeling like you constantly have to prove yourself, because maybe on a subconscious level you know that wherever you are is not energetically right for you. However that resonates for you, and or this could also be a message about feeling like you needed to wear a mask or hide certain aspects of yourself in order to survive a particular situation. And I will reiterate, if you did need to do that in order to survive or get through a difficult period of time in your life, there is nothing wrong with that. But at a particular time, especially if you are no longer in that environment, no longer in that situation, it can be really hard to take that mask back off, because we've gotten so used to using it to protect ourselves that when we get to a place where we are safe, it can be difficult to relearn healthy behaviors. If that resonates for you, I hope I'm communicating that clearly. I just wanted to point that out because I thought the imagery on this card was interesting, but this Seven of Wands could mean different things for different people. It's a general reading, so just take whichever interpretation resonates most for you. But I definitely think that there is a message that you will not be in this energy forever. You might be in this energy right now, or you might have recently decided to embrace this Eight of Cups of, okay, I have to walk away from this because this energy is not healthy for me. It's not working for me. And there can be a message with the Seven of Wands, usually when it's reversed, but there can be a message of it's an opportunity to reconsider your priorities, and there might be a need to ask yourself whether it makes more sense to cut your losses in terms of whatever you're fighting so hard for on the Seven of Wands. So that's an interesting message, and then we will move on to the other cards. There are a lot of positive messages here for you, and we have this Eight of Cups, which I already talked about, walking away from something that's no longer serving you, probably represented on the Seven of Wands card, moving away from this energy and towards a brighter future. We have this Three of Pumpkins, which would be the Three of Pentacles. This card, I usually interpret it in terms of the social energy of the number 3, and then the work-related, career-related energy of Pentacles, and bring it together to be talking about like maybe coworkers or a work situation, a work environment where you're working with other people. If we want to extend that more broadly, it could just be talking about you're not alone. You won't be going on this journey alone wherever you're headed with this Eight of Cups. You're working together with other people. There might be a work situation or a coworker situation. It's going to be positive. It's like a message of working together towards a common goal. Everybody's committed to a certain cause. That can be one of the messages of the Three of Pentacles. Spirit's also asking me to focus on another aspect of this card, which is receiving recognition. Specifically, this might resonate for you as receiving the recognition you deserve for the hard work you've been doing. There can be an aspect to that, and it can be something that is related to a work performance. Again, however that resonates for you, there might be some aspect of like the social energy of the 3, maybe putting yourself out there in some way, and then being like recognized and people saying, oh, I like what pile 1 is doing, and I want to be in their energy, and I want to maybe work with them or commission them or be a coworker, I want to hire them. There can be a message with this card. If that is something that you have been thinking about, or something that you might have been trying to manifest, I would take this as confirmation that once you walk away from this Seven of Wands, this is coming in for you. If that's not quite resonating for you, then the original interpretation might be something that is a little bit more relevant in terms of this is just like working with other people towards a common goal. You will have people who are aligned with your energy. If there's like you're moving towards or moving away from things that are no longer aligned with you, moving towards things that are aligned with your spiritual journey, you won't be alone on that journey. You will be able to find other people. This could be talking about even finding members of your soul family who are going to help you achieve whatever goals you're setting as you set off on this journey. And with the Page of Pumpkins, this would also tell me that, first of all, I think this does represent your energy. The Page of Pumpkins, Page of Pentacles, is very much connected with being open to learning, being open to new experiences. It can talk about being open to making a commitment to something new. And if that might be representative of this spiritual journey away from the Seven of Wands. But it's like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to have the opportunity to learn new things. I'm happy to do research before I take the next step forward into whatever I'm doing. This could even be saying you might discover a passion that you might not have known that you had. And the Page of Pentacles would be putting the legwork into, like really just diving in and wanting to learn everything about it. And with the energy of the Three of Pentacles and then the Page of Pentacles, this might even be a situation that is related to your career, if that resonates for you, in terms of you might be switching careers, or you might be, there's like books here, you might be deciding to go back to school or learn something or take a course in something, in which case, if you have been considering that, then I think that the good news again is a confirmation that whatever that represents for you, it is in alignment with your spiritual journey. So that's again a positive message about good news. Page of Pentacles is a very healthy energy to be in as well. And I also want to point out that what's interesting is there's a ghost on this this card, And the ghosts in this deck are the Cups cards, right? So this is even, there might be a connection to emotional fulfillment. That is, because that's with Cups, like discovering and wanting to learn more about something that makes you feel fulfilled. And it might also be related to this Ten of Cups. You know, and I wasn't necessarily focusing on this being like a love or romance reading related to a soulmate, etc. But that could be associated here. When you are in this Page of Pentacles energy, it might attract soul family, soulmates in towards you, which might lead you to this, ultimately to this Ten of Cups. I will say there's also a key word associated with the Page of Pentacles, which is about patience. You know, this is about like committing to the long run, long-term commitment. It's Pentacles, long-term commitment. And Page of Pentacles in particular is I am patiently just enjoying being wherever I am and just being here for the learning process. And the positive message there is, again, when you are in that Page of Pentacles energy, you are going to be attracting your Ten of Cups towards you. Ten of Cups is a fantastic card. This is in any reading, it has a very positive message. This reading in particular, when we're talking about good news, this is a very positive message. It's, I'm sorry if you can hear some people working outside. It's a message about extreme emotional fulfillment. It's the 10, it's the Cups, emotions, relationships, even creativity, creative expression. It's like this is the most emotionally fulfilled that you can possibly be, which for you, you know, Ten of Cups can look different for different people. Different people want different things out of life. Different people feel fulfilled by different things. But this card is very much also connected with soulmate energy, soul family energy. If you want kids, if you want to have a family with somebody maybe that you haven't met yet or that you have met yet, this would be a confirmation. Everything you want that would make you feel fulfilled and like you have the best possible relationships in your life that you could possibly want. Yes, this would be a yes with the Ten of Cups right there. That's a beautiful, very positive message. But I will reiterate with this Page of Pentacles, there's a message that this might be a long-term, you know, if we're asking what good news do you have for pile one, it's that making this transition from the Seven of Wands to the Eight of Cups is going to put you on the path towards your Ten of Cups. It might be a journey that requires patience because it might not, like you might not jump immediately to the Ten of Cups. And as I'm saying that, I'm actually remembering how the cards came out and that we have this Two of Pentacles here. So, you know what? There could be a message that I do think that what I was saying about the Page of Pentacles representing being in a very patient and receptive energy, I think that that is really important to attracting in whatever is being represented on this Ten of Cups for you. However, I am remembering these cards came out together all at once. And then we have this Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is it can talk about like needing to balance or juggle multiple things. You can talk about multitasking, things happening all at once, feeling like you have to juggle everything. It might be a bit of a challenge, and there can be the message with this card. It's you know, you need to ask yourself the question: do I need to be juggling all of these things? Because you know, the person does look happy, but you know, it's up to you how much you feel like you want to carry. And this, for me, would be a confirmation of the fact that these cards came out all at once, that this, you know, it might happen all at once for you, and it might be a little bit overwhelming, but that I think that by being, again, I think this Page of Pumpkins, Page of Pentacles is really important. I think that there's a message that by walking away from this energy on the Seven of Wands, feeling like you have to fight or prove yourself or constantly be moving forward, or like you are an imposter and you have to wear a mask or whatever this is, you're transitioning towards this Page of Pentacles energy, and that this is like what's going to bring in everything else for you, everything you want, and it might come in quickly, it might come in all at once, but it's because you're going to be in this Page of Pentacles energy. This is a beautiful energy to be in terms of having your manifestations come in towards you, because there's an energy of, I'm just going to pursue my happiness. I'm going to pursue things that make me feel interested and invested in things I want to commit my energy to. And I'm not going to force things to happen a certain way or on a certain timeline. And that is a great energy for bringing things in. You know, it's like when we stop chasing things, we give them an opportunity to come to us. And that might be part of the message why these cards came out all together, and why we have this Two of Pentacles, which can, again, talk about multitasking, having a lot of things going on, being very busy. And if you did resonate with the message about the good news being related to your work life or your career, then this, I think, would be a message that, like, you will have people who want to work with you. You will have, you know, if you're an artist or doing something creative, it's like this Three of Pentacles might be talking about people want to commission you, people want to pay you for whatever creative thing you're doing. They might want to collaborate with you. You might get like a lot of interest, and this could be what is being represented here is just receiving a lot of offers all at once, and that could be at the same time that maybe if you're single and looking for a relationship, you might find one, and it might be a soul level connection. You know, if you are already in a relationship, it might you might move up to the next relationship milestone, whatever that means for you, etc. But it's like, whatever this Ten of Cups means for you, it's happening at the same time that you might receive a lot of good news and offers that have to do with your career as well. And you just might have a lot going on. But as I was saying at the beginning of the reading, I think it is things that you want, like things that you want to attract towards you, might just come in all at once as soon as you decide to walk away from the Seven of Wands energy and embrace the energy of the Page of Pentacles. That's really the crux of this reading for you today, pile one. I'm gonna stop talking about the tarot cards because I do feel like I'm rambling. So with that said, we will get into the oracle cards for some additional context. Ooh, okay. All right, this is interesting. So this card says zombie and control. And that might be something that is related to the Seven of Wands. Something that you were being asked to examine and decide whether you want to walk away from that. I think that it might be related to the idea that, again, this person here is not really an imp. They're just pretending to be an imp. And that might be something that they're doing, you know, as I said, in order to survive the situation that they are currently in, you know. But if there's an opportunity to get away from that, I think that you are definitely being encouraged to take that path. Whether that means empowering yourself to do that, or just, again, if any opportunity comes up to walk away from this situation, you are being encouraged to do that. It might have something to do with control, and it might be something that makes you feel like a zombie, like you're just kind of going through the motions. You might be feeling like, you might be feeling passionate. If you've been on a spiritual journey of self-love and self-esteem, you might be feeling passionate about, you know, protecting your energy, like just feeling like I deserve to fight for my place here because I deserve to have good things. I deserve to have the things that I want. And at the same time, there might be a message about recognizing that being in this situation, if this doesn't make you feel good, it's okay to walk away from it, even if it's a bittersweet choice to make. There might also be, with this card being related to feeling defensive, feeling like people are working against you, feeling like you might be attacked in some way, like an energetic attack, or people not respecting your boundaries. That might be related to this control. There might be you might just have a sense that other people are trying to control you, and that might be what you're fighting against on the Seven of Wands. And then the good news would be you're moving away from that energy, and really empowering yourself and moving towards the energy of this Page of Pentacles, who knows that they don't need to control anything. You know, you're just pursuing things that make you feel fulfilled. You know, you're committing your time, energy, and resources to things that make you feel good. And I think that that is part of the good news here, is that you're moving away from anything that makes you feel like a zombie or like you're being controlled, towards things that make you feel very fulfilled, and towards a lot of, this could even be talking about like career success that's happening very quickly that makes you feel like, oh, everything, like all aspects of my life where I wanted a positive change it's all coming in at once. So, but in a positive way, I think you are going to be able to balance that if that is something that you do want. And then I will also reiterate, there's another moon on this card. So for me, that would be another reiteration. You have a lot of spiritual support, even on this card, even if this is, it might be like, might not resonate with the idea of working together with people who are like physically with you in the 3D. That might not be something that resonates for you. Then I would even say the Three of Pentacles could represent co-creating with spirit. Like your spirit guides are with you and they're supporting anything that you do that puts you into alignment with feelings of fulfillment and inspiration. So I wanted to say that. And then, oh, I love this. Okay. Then we have clarity. And this looks like a crystal ball, like a scrying ball, which you might work with crystals, particularly clear crystals might be something that you're being encouraged to work with. You might do scrying work, but you don't have to. That might only resonate for a few people. The message on this card, and I am seeing another, I don't know if that's a lens flare or a moon back there, but again, I would take that as confirmation. Yes, this is, you're being guided towards clarity by your spirit guides, and I do get the sense this Seven of Wands might be related to trying to meet other people's expectations, trying to it's just like being in an environment that just might not be right for you, but you might feel like you need to prove that you deserve to be there right now. There just might be a lot of other people who are creating an expectation. Like, for example, if we're gonna, use the imagery on this card, these other imps are saying, like, we have to walk in single file down this path because that's what imps do. And you might be represented on this card here, like feeling like, well, I'm not like really an imp, I'm just, and I don't know that I want to do this, but there might be like a lot of pressure from your situation, and that might be clouding your clarity in terms of what do you want? What is right for you specifically? And this card coming in as good news would be, for me, it's like clearing away everybody else's energy so that you can focus on what works for you. And doing that is going to, as I said, just another confirmation, reiteration, reassurance. Doing that is attracting in everything you want and an extreme feeling of fulfillment. And this is the page of pumpkins here definitely has like a clarity in terms of what makes them feel good, where do they want to put their energy, time, energy, and resources. So I want to say that. And then we have, love this, okay, we have detachment. It says, with detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. That like fully reiterates what I was saying. There's a detachment energy on this Eight of Cups. It's like detaching from this. There might be a specific goal that you're trying to achieve by walking up this path on the Seven of Wands card, realizing that might not be for you, or you might not get there, but you're still, like, by choosing to walk away from whatever's being represented here, you are going to, you finally feel whole inside. Without the fulfillment of a particular desire, and that's ironically when it's fulfilled, like the energy of the Page of Pentacles being perfect for manifestation, because it's not trying to control or force a certain timeline. It's just, I'm just patiently happy to be here. I'm happy to be part of the learning process. I'm open to new things, but I'm just going to commit to the things that make me feel good. That's when this stuff comes in, right? Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. It's like a confirmation. You have a Ten of Cups coming. It's related to detachment that has to do with these cards here. and the Page of Pentacles, detaching from your manifestations. It's a very important part of doing manifestation work. And you're going to have such a sense of fulfillment when you get here, and that's a beautiful thing. I also want to point out that there is a black bird on this card, a crow or a raven. There's also blackbirds in this crystal ball. So your spirit guides might show up as birds, maybe blackbirds, crows, and ravens. If you've been seeing them a lot, that might just be a sign from your spirit guides that they're with you or that you're on the right path. Or any other type of bird might also be a symbol for you. So I did want to say that just before we get the last card for you. And the last card is just advice from your spirit guides. And I love this. Okay, it says is geranium, it says virility, and it says shake it up a little, you've got this. And I love that. That's a strong message of support from Spirit. They're with you, and you've got this. You have what it takes to embrace this journey, to detach yourself from whatever, if there's unhealthy behavior, unhealthy people, unhealthy environment, whatever's being represented here, you feel like you have to like fight and prove yourself all the time. Detaching yourself from that energy where you know that you deserve to have everything in this lifetime that makes you feel fulfilled. Like you've got this. You for sure you can do this. You have the strength to do this, and Spirit is with you, and they're supporting you on this journey. And if there's some change, you know, you need to make, even if you've been maybe like resisting it for a little while, you know, whatever this transition means for you, just shake it up a little. It's like a message about like leap and the net will appear. Like this is a scary process, and I will definitely validate that. It is not easy to do this, but you've got this. You can do this, and making this transition is part of your spiritual journey that's going to put you on the path towards your 10 of Cups. And that's a beautiful thing. So with that said, that is where I'm going to end your reading today, Pile 1. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. And thank you very much for watching Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Knight of Ghosts, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are just getting some good news from your spirit guides. I was going to do a different video, but I felt like I wanted to do something a little bit more positive today and just get some good news for you. So that's what we're going to do. And I did want to say that the Knight of Ghosts is the Knight of Cups in this deck. So just wanted to mention that before we begin. And with that said, let us get into it. Pile 2 spirit guides. What good news? Okay. Ooh. Okay. We have the 7 of Ghosts. This would be the 7 of Cups. We have the 6 of Ghosts, which would be the 6 of Cups. We have the World. Beautiful. And the 5 of Ghosts, which would be the 5 of Cups. What's interesting is you did pick the Knight of Ghosts, which is the Knight of Cups, and you have a lot of Ghosts or Cups cards, so that's interesting. And I'll fix up the cards in a sec. Let's get one more. What news do you have for Pile 2? Pile 2 spirit guides. What good news do you have for Pile 2? Pile. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, we have the 7 of Imps, which is the 7 of Wands. This card did come out for Pile 1, but I was getting a different energy for their reading. I mean, if you did feel drawn to Pile 1, there might be messages there for you, but what's interesting is that this was the first card in their reading, and they were moving away from it, and this is the last card in your reading, and I think you're moving towards it. So this is an interesting spread. It's not as straightforward, I think, as Pile 1. So I'm just going to start talking about the cards, and we will see what comes out in the reading. So we're starting with the 7 of Ghosts, which would be the 7 of Cups. This card does talk about having options. It can talk about feeling overwhelmed or confused about which way to go. It can there are ghosts in this deck, but it's like representing 7 different options. There can be a message that that's a lot of options, and that the difficult part of this card usually has to do with the fact that none of the choices are necessarily like obviously better or worse than the other one, so it can be difficult to decide how to proceed or how to move forward, and that's what can create that sense of confusion or overwhelm. Like there might just be like analysis paralysis, where it's like it's reminding me of something that happened to me even yesterday, where I was like, I want to watch something, and then I turn on Netflix and I'm like, I'm scrolling for like half an hour because I'm like, I kind of want to watch that, but maybe there's something better, maybe there's something I want to watch more, you know. And so it can be that it's like, instead of the old days where, you know, I'd be scrolling because there was nothing on. You know, nowadays it's like I'm scrolling because there's too many options. So that might be something that resonates for you. This might be your current energy, if that resonates for you, in which case I do think that one of the part of this good news is going to be gaining clarity about which direction you want to move towards. If that doesn't resonate for you as your current energy, if you feel like you do have a sense of purpose and you're not feeling confused, or like you're considering your options, then this might be, if this is being represented as good news, this might be saying you are creating opportunities for yourself right now. You might be doing that energetically, or this could be saying that because of decisions and choices you have been making, you are opening doors and pathways for yourself. This might even be a message that, okay, I'm sorry, pile 2. I just received an intuitive message. Like, to be honest, when I was looking at your spread, I was feeling confused about what the general overall message here was. Spirit's showing me like a circular room with doors on the wall, and it's like it's your choice which door to go through. And it could be the case that these next cards represent what's on the other side of certain choices that you have the opportunity to make right now. And I will reiterate, none of these options is really like better or worse than the other one. Like there's no wrong choice here. It's just different pathways to get to the same destination. And that's what Spirit's showing me to try to make sense of this spread is the 7 ghosts on this card represent these 3 options, and this is the outcome. And it's like, again, it's like taking a different path to get to the same destination. It's just a question of the overall energy of whichever path you choose. So I know that's like a weird way to describe a reading when we're talking about like what's the good news here. The good news is it doesn't really matter which way you go. You're gonna get to the same outcome, and it's like it's up to you. You have the freedom of choice here, and I think that's another reason why I was noticing when I pulled these cards that we have a bookend of 2 7s, but it's like, yeah, Spirit's showing me, I don't even know how to describe it. They're showing me like different pathways to get to this same place. So I'm going to talk about each of these 3 cards as though this is like a separate choice, separate decision, separate pathway. And again, none of these are inherently negative. I mean, this is, the good news is you're going to end up here no matter which way you go, and the choice is yours. You get to make that choice. So there's the 6 of Cups here would represent, if we're talking about a choice that you're making, or a decision that you're making, a path that you're taking, this would represent something that has to do with your past or people that you know, like something that is familiar to you. The 6 of Cups talks about childhood, our past, our memories, sense of nostalgia, things that are familiar, family, things from our childhood or our hometown. So if there's one opportunity here on this Seven of Cups that is related to maybe staying on your current path, or say if you've been considering moving somewhere else, this card would represent staying where you are, or moving back to your hometown. If this is talking about a choice that has to do with a relationship. This could be saying choosing something that is familiar, or going back to a previous relationship, or reconnecting with somebody from your past. This could be related to reaching out to an old friend. You know, it would be up to you to kind of decide what the context of this is referring to, but that's what this Six of Cups would be for me. And if this card can also be related to, because it is related to, you know, the past, things that are familiar, things that we already know, this can sometimes be related to the concept of soul family or soul mates. It's like reconnecting with somebody maybe from a past life, if that is something that resonates for you. If the other interpretation wasn't resonating for you, it could be that one of these options is going to lead you towards reconnecting with a member of your soul family. You know, however that resonates for you. And then we have the World here. This would be maybe contrary to this energy of the Six of Cups, maybe not. But the World talks about usually about ending something, closing something, ending a cycle. It's the last of the major arcana. Usually we've tied up loose ends, we've learned whatever lessons, karmic lessons, or soul lessons that we are meant to learn from this cycle, and we're ready to close it out. And then after this, you know, after we close it out on the World, we're going to start again back at the Fool. So again, this is a positive message that one of these choices or options represented on this Seven of Cups has to do with closing out a cycle. This can talk about, depending on the context, again, of what we're talking about here, this could be talking about maybe like graduating, or deciding to quit a job or resign from a job, you know, on good terms. You know, you give you 2 weeks notice, and you're just kind of like ready to move on to see what else is out there. And it's a positive energy. It's a good energy of a positive ending. There might be a little bit of a bittersweet energy, just because it can be, you know, hard to leave things behind even when we know we're ready to move forward. So whatever that would represent here, it's like we're closing something out and we're ready to move away from whatever is familiar, so and towards something new. So that again might be something that might be contrary or contrasted with the Six of Cups. However that resonates for you, whatever this Seven of Cups energy is talking about here. And then we have this Five of Cups. And this is an interesting message here, because the Five of Cups can talk about needing to validate and mourn the loss of something. It can talk about feeling grief because something didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. And there can also be a message with this card about, yes, right, you're valid in feeling whatever feelings you're feeling, and at the same time there can be a message about also needing to practice gratitude for the things that you have not lost. And when you are ready to make an energetic shift from, I'm focusing on what I no longer have or what didn't work out, and I'm going to refocus my energy on things that I do still have, and trying to adapt to the change in circumstance where I no longer have something, I still have whatever is left over, and I'm going to do my best to work with what I still have. So this could be talking about that energetic transition, again, from grief and loss towards gratitude and moving on from that. This card is different imagery in this deck, but this card usually depicts like 5 cups, 2 of them have spilled, 3 of them are still upright, or 3 of them have spilled, 2 of them are still upright. But the idea is, again, that you're allowed to feel whatever feelings you feel and process your feelings about the cups that have spilled, whatever you have lost in that instance. And at the same time, there's a reminder to recognize that you still have whatever cups are left upright, so all is not lost. You still have something to work with. I will also say the imagery on this deck in particular, like these ghosts, I think would represent your spirit guides, and they're commiserating with you about whatever loss is here, and at the same time, they're here to support you. Your spirit guides are supporting you. So with this being represented as one of the choices here, this to me would be an opportunity to process your feelings and really like take a look at your perspective on life and on your life experiences. This could also be a bit of a warning that if you have an idea of whatever choices or options being represented on this Seven of Cups card, you might have a sense that one of these choices might not work out the way that you want it to. And if that's the case, this might be a confirmation it might not work out the way that you want it to. You might not get everything that you want out of whatever option here is not being represented by the Six of Cups in the World card. Like this third option, you just might not get everything you want out of it. It might not be as fulfilling as you thought it was going to be. It might be that you only achieve half of the goal, or whatever we're talking about here. It could be that you might, if this is about a relationship, you did choose the Knight of Cups. There's lots of Cups cards here. It could be related to a relationship. Could be that the relationship is like not as fulfilling, or it could be that the relationship is going to end in a painful way and it's going to feel like a loss. But at the same time, you are going to have the time to process and heal from that and come to the realization that it was probably for the best and that you haven't lost everything. You still gained something out of the experience. It's still a learning experience for you. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in these three cards in the middle. And then we do have the Seven of Wands, and this is an interesting card to have here. The Seven of Wands can talk about feeling the need to protect yourself, to protect your energy. It can talk about being in an environment where you have a lot of people challenging you, or who don't respect your boundaries, and so you need to, again, it's like you need to protect your energy and really establish and reinforce healthy boundaries with people. But it's like it's in a like, I'm going to prove that I can do this. I'm going to prove that I deserve to be here. It's embracing your inner fighter energy, and it's like a message of encouragement from Spirit that you can do this. If you choose to fight towards your goals, your spirit guides are with you. They're supporting you. So, again, I know that this honestly, if you've listened this far into the reading pile too, and none of this is resonating for you, this might not be your pile. I'm being called to read this in a very specific way, and I can't really tell you what this represents for you. It's a general reading, but if this has resonated for you, then I think the fact that we have these bookends of these two sevens, and we're moving from the Seven of Cups to the Seven of Wands, this to me would be moving away from confusion and maybe a feeling of being overwhelmed towards a feeling of a sense of purpose. This is, it's Wands, I'm feeling passionate about my ability to, and my worthiness to keep fighting towards the things I want, and to protect my energy from people who are not resonating on my frequency. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. So we have Vampire, which says emotional intelligence. That might be a message that no matter which path you choose, you will be learning lessons and gaining emotional intelligence. It's an opportunity for spiritual development, and it might have something to do with somebody who you recognize as being an energy vampire, or you might be moving forward into an environment with people who are in this like a vampire energy of wanting to siphon your energy for their own uses. That definitely could be represented on this Seven of Wands card, of like being surrounded by people you need to protect your energy from. But this would be a message that you are gaining the emotional intelligence to know who those people are and to be able to effectively protect yourself from that energy. So you're moving towards this Seven of Wands. This is a positive message. You know, even though it can be tough to be surrounded by people who are in this energy, it can feel draining just feeling like you need to protect your energy or enforce boundaries. But the good news is you are going to have a much easier time with that, and you're going to want to be here. No matter which pathway you choose to get to the Seven of Wands, you are going to be in a place where you're going to be able to handle whatever is represented here on the Seven of Wands for you. And this could even be saying, you might recognize right now that you have people in your life who are energy vampires, who are either could be energy vampires, it could just be like people who are just like, again, users, you know, because, you know, vampires are not always like negative, but, you know, in this instance, that's how I'm being called to interpret it, as like vampires get their life force from other people. You know, they need to take from other people in order to sustain themselves, right? And that's like user energy. So if you know that you have people in your life right now who would match that description, the good news is you are definitely going to be able to handle that. And if they're, again, it's like whatever path you choose, there's going to be some lesson here that has to do with emotional intelligence. You might be very emotionally intelligent. If you resonate with that, if you resonate as somebody who is an empath, I know a lot of people who are very empathetic are also very emotionally intelligent. And again, I just feel like you're going to feel empowered to use that emotional intelligence to protect yourself from people who are in this vampire energy. There might also be a message here, and I was, it was related to the message for pile 1. So again, if you did feel drawn to pile 1, there might be messages there for you. I'm just getting an intuitive sense that there might be something related to the confusion and overwhelm on the 7 of Cups, of like not really knowing which path to take, that there might be you might have influences in your life who are trying to push you in a certain direction, push you towards a certain path. That might be like creating confusion or cloudiness about this decision. And if that's the case, of something you might resonate with, the advice here would be use your emotional intelligence to make this choice. Like, use what you know about how other people feel and where they're coming from in order to separate their influence from what you really want, what you really desire. If you really want to pick this 6 of Cups of whatever's familiar, and this is a positive, like none of these choices are particularly bad, you know, so if you want to choose this, if this feels right for you, you're being encouraged to, again, just pay attention to what you know about other people's feelings, to know, is this the right choice for you, or are you more in alignment with this world, with ending something, walking away from something? Are you more in alignment with this 5 of Cups, doing some emotional processing work? However that resonates for you. It's just giving me the sense that, like, for example, if you have in particular like a narcissist in your life, and you know that they're trying to influence you to play a specific role, because that's what narcissists do, you can use that insight into their motivations to decide not to choose that option. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I think that if that resonates for you, you'll know how it applies to your situation. We do have new beginnings, so definitely I think that this might be related to the idea that if you're in a room with a bunch of doors and you're trying to decide which door to go through, the good news is it's a new beginning either way. Because it's even like a doorway, you know, no matter which doorway you pick, there's a new beginning on the other side. You know, it's just different paths to the same destination. And this might be, you know, even though I'm trying not to put my own influence or judgment on your choice here, because it is up to you, you know, there might be encouragement that there might be one option here that speaks more to you about specifically starting a new cycle, specifically starting a new beginning, starting somewhere new. You might know which of these 7 ghosts, these 7 cups, represents a new beginning for you. If that's the case, then there might be advice here from your spirit guides to pursue that option. But again, it's just like you will know whether that resonates. If it doesn't resonate for you, then the message is just what I said, that it doesn't matter which path you choose to take. The good news is you are starting at a new beginning. And if you've been surrounded by people like this and have a lot of bad experiences with people who are in this kind of like user vampire type energy, the good news is you are going to be able to protect yourself from these people. They are no longer going to be able to siphon your energy or your empathy or whatever they're doing. You are going to be able to effectively protect yourself from these people, and that might be something that is new for you. There might be a transformative process involved. There's butterflies on this card, and it's like, yeah, it's just like whatever path you choose. It's just about like, Spirit just said, it's just different scenery along the way. That's, you know, kind of the message there. So, and then we have, oh, I love this. Okay. And there's butterflies on this card as well. So there's, again, no matter which path you choose, there's a transformative process involved that has to do with a new beginning. This card says, when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with Spirit. So with the divine love, there's a message, maybe part of whatever journey you choose to take to get to the Seven of Wands might have to do with consciously making a choice to detach your energy from people who might be represented on this vampire card. Instead of detaching and then closing down your heart chakra, it's saying instead I'm going to offer that love and attachment to the divine, to Spirit. And in particular, something that might be effective for you, especially if this, you know, if whatever we're talking about here might be a difficult process. There might be some sense of loneliness or isolation here. Connect to Spirit. Your spirit guides are with you. You're being protected. This looks like a person with wings. This, for me, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks like an angel. So you are being angelically protected. And something that was a profound experience for me was when I was in meditation and I have asked to be connected to the source of divine love and to feel divine love from my angels. They responded, and it was one of the most profound experiences I've ever had. Like fully, like tears streaming down my face. I've never felt anything like it. That might be something that is helpful for you, even if only to reassure you that you are loved. Even if you have people in your life who are not capable of loving you the way you deserve to be loved, you are connected to a source of divine love, and you can consciously choose to connect to this love through meditation and just simply by asking your angels to be here and to share that love with you. So I don't know if that's a message that somebody needs to hear, but I wanted to give that. And then the other thing is this card is green, so this is there might be a message here about really connecting and strengthening your heart chakra and tapping into a sense of unity and oneness with Spirit, the divine, and the universe. And it's like when we stop trying to connect our energy to the vampires in our lives, and we start reconnecting our energy to the divine and to people who are capable of of sharing that energy back with us, it's like that being in that energy is extremely empowering, and it's like, how do I put this? Being able to be a divine warrior for everything that is good and just and light about human nature, despite the people who might be in our lives who are embodying the shadow side of human nature. It's like you can be a force for good in this world simply by embracing the power inside of your heart. So I don't know if that is something that is helpful for you to hear, but that's just the message that's coming through for me right now. You can't see me, but I'm my hands over my heart right now, and over my solar plexus. So again, there just might be like self-esteem, determination, willpower. Definitely I would connect that with the Seven of Wands, and then a connection to strengthening your heart chakra and giving that love and energy, detaching it from whoever's represented here and giving that love back to yourself. I think that's an important message. And then we have one last piece of advice from your spirit guides, and this is gardenia. It says awareness, and it says wake up, roll the clouds away, and look. So for me, that would be saying there might be, again, just some advice on if you're trying to decide which choice, which path, you know, what do I do here? There's a message about strengthening your awareness with wake up, roll the clouds away, and look. When I was talking about trying to detach your energy, if you have people who are embodying this vampire archetype in your life and you know who they are, trying to consciously detach your energy from these people so that you can gain a sense of clarity about which way you want to move forward here. There might also be with roll the clouds away, that's kind of I'm making a connection here to like again, connecting to this divine source of love might also help give you a sense of clarity as to which way to move forward. So again, I know this is kind of a strange, more intuitive reading for you, pile 2. I really hope that it has resonated for you. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know whether it resonated for you. If you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. And thank you very much for watching Pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Knight of Imps, which would be the Knight of Wands in this deck, this will be your reading for today, where we are going to get some good news from your spirit guides. I was originally going to film a different topic, but I felt like I wanted to do something a little bit more positive today, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to have fun and get you some good news. And with that said, let's get into the reading. Spirit, look good. Okay. Didn't even get the question out. All right. Let's get 2 more cards. Spirit, what good news do you have for Pile 3, please? Spirit, what good news do you have for Pile 3? Spirit, what good news do you have for Pile 3? Okay, this one flip. Alright. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, we'll take 6 cards. I took 6 cards for Pile 1. They're small, so, you know, might be a little bit of a longer reading, but that's okay. So let's get these flipped over for you. We have 4 of Ghosts. This would be the 4 of Cups. The Ace of Imps. This would be the Ace of Wands. 10 of Bats. That would be the 10 of Swords. The Ace of Pumpkins. That's very interesting. Okay, and I am flipping them in the order that they came out. We have the 2 of Bats, which would be the 2 of Swords, and then your last card is the Knight of Pumpkins, which would be the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Alright, right off the bat, I'm getting a message to lay your oracle cards out, which I didn't do for the other 2 piles so far. I usually pull the tarot, read the tarot, and then do the oracle cards one by one. I'm being called to get your oracle cards now so that we can have a look at the big picture all together. So that's what we're going to do. It'll be a little bit different, and that's okay. Ooh, okay, interesting. We have Night Song, which says Hidden Talents, and this, I believe, is a cardinal. We have Dreams. Lovely. And Gratitude. This card says, fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. And there's a hummingbird on this card and some flowers. Looks like a lotus flower. And so again, I just took these cards to get some additional context. We do have some general advice for you. I have one more card that I'm going to lay out at the end of the reading. I don't think we need to take it right now. But I do think when I saw that, and as I said, like I flipped these cards in the order that they came out. I think the order here is important. As soon as I saw that you have an ace, a 10, and then another ace, I was like, there's something interesting going on here. It would be different if we had a 10 and then 2 aces, or 2 aces and then the 10. But the fact that we have this 10 of Swords in between these two different aces here, is giving me the sense that you may feel like you've been trying to start a new cycle for a while and it just didn't work out. This could be the energy of, I heard false start when I was looking at this, the Ace of Wands to the 10 of Swords. The good news here is that it's followed by another ace. So there just might be a message that whatever is being represented here by this Ace of Wands that might not have worked out the way that you wanted it to, this was not necessarily meant to work out because it might not have been exactly right for you. But the good news here is you have a new beginning here that is better for you. And it's connected to these three cards. So I'm going to go card by card so that I don't get confused. I do want to say, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, I am getting over a cold, so I'm going to try my best to communicate clearly. And I don't remember if I already mentioned this, but we do have a cardinal on this night song card, and we have a hummingbird on this card. Birds, in particular, all kinds of birds, these are two very different kinds of birds, might be spiritual messengers for you. Your spirit guides might send you birds or show you birds or have lots of birds like singing outside of your window, like bird song, as a message of support for you, that your spirit guides are with you. And or, if this resonates for you, that you are on the right path. So wanted to say that, and then we're going to start over here with this Four of Cups. And this might represent your current energy. And it could be related to this if this represents a false start or something that you were hoping was going to get off the ground and then it didn't, or it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, or maybe somebody else was involved and they ended up not being committed to it. Whatever is going on here might be what is putting you in this Four of Cups feeling. And the Four of Cups can talk about feeling disillusioned. It can talk about feeling bored or disinterested. And in particular, usually, and you can even see on this card, someone is offering something and we're not interested in it. And or there can be a message with this card that, and this is sort of like maybe a non-standard interpretation, it could be a message that is either we know what is being offered and we don't want it, or we don't realize that we had an opportunity for something and we've been looking in the wrong direction or in the wrong place and we haven't noticed an opportunity for what it is. So the reason why I'm being called to give that interpretation as well, I don't always talk about this when it's related to the Four of Cups, just might be because of whatever's going on over here. There might be a message about, again, just reiterating and confirming, if you feel like you've wanted to start something new or a new cycle, something you were feeling passionate or excited about, a new project, creative project, maybe something online, whatever that is being represented on this Ace of Wands that might not have worked out, it might be because it's an opportunity to go through a process of discernment and healing and discovery of a different new beginning that is better for you. So it's like it's a challenge. It's also an opportunity. That might be something that resonates for you. If you feel like you have been in this energy, maybe the disillusioned message might apply here, or this could even be saying, being in an energy of, why should I bother when the thing that I really wanted didn't happen? It can be a feeling of almost like despair in terms of, again, like I don't want to make a change. I don't want to put myself out there. Because the last time I did, it didn't work out and it was very painful, and I'm just not interested in that sort of pain. Going through that process again, making myself vulnerable to that disappointment again. And I will say this could apply to any sort of situation. It could apply to again, like a career, a job, a creative project, something like that. This can also apply to a relationship. You know, I'm not seeing a ton of relationship related cards, but I could see how this is a general reading, and I could see how this could be about a relationship that didn't work out, especially one where there was a lot of passion and you were feeling really excited about it. So just take whatever interpretation resonates for you, but this could even be saying like, I don't want to date because I got my heart broken and I was really excited about that connection, and I don't want to put myself out there again because like I just don't believe that things are going to work out for me. Like it's that sort of energy is what I'm picking up from this Four of Cups here. And I did kind of already explain my interpretation of this Ace 10 Ace, but I will talk about this in particular. Again, like I think the Ace of Wands you can talk about in the beginning, and starting something that makes you feel passionate, makes you feel inspired, makes you like really light up inside and feel very excited to show up and put your time, energy, resources towards something. And again, that can apply to a job, a creative project, something that you're just doing for fun, and or maybe even a relationship, starting a new relationship. Again, there's lots of passion, it's very exciting, you want to spend every waking moment with this person, and then the storyline here with this being followed by this Ten of Bats, which is the Ten of Swords, this card talks about a painful ending. And that's why I'm giving the interpretation that your Ace of Wands might not have worked out. And it could have been a very painful, like abrupt end to a beginning. And that's also why I was saying like false start. It's like from the Ace to the Ten of Swords immediately. That's like you know, being cut off at the very beginning of something. And I could see how from the Ace of Wands to the Ten of Swords particularly would be very painful. Because it's like the sudden dashing of a hope. It's the very heavy energy of the Ten of Swords coming after the really excited energy of the Ace of Wands. And you know, I will say the Ten of Swords, it does talk about a painful ending, but it's not the heaviest card in the deck. It's not the heaviest even in the Swords suit. You know, it can carry a message about the silver lining of the Ten of Swords is that because something is ending, there's an opportunity to start again. There's nowhere else to go here. This door is shutting. But again, it's an opportunity to leave, you know, practice acceptance and leave this behind to move forward towards something else. And that can be a very painful process. And I do want to definitely validate that. You know, these are real emotions here, and you are entitled to however you feel and to process those emotions. However, I think that your spirit guides, if they have advice for you here, would be to encourage you to focus your intentions on healing. And that might be something that you're already doing, in which case, you know, your spirit guides are proud of you and they're commending you for that. The way I'm being called to interpret this is, you know, these like this might be your current energy. This might be an explanation of why you're in this energy. This is the good news here in these three cards. And it's like the 10 to the Ace, confirmation. You are going to be starting a new cycle. You are going to be moving away from this Ten of Swords. It's like this, the silver lining is, it's the end, you know, and that's bittersweet. That's both sad and a positive thing, because again, it's an opportunity to start something else. And with the 10 being followed by the Ace, again, confirmation, 10 to the 1, yes, you will be, like there's even, sorry, I'm interrupting myself, but I just also want to say, this hand holding the pumpkin with the candy in it, it looks like an offering, like something is being offered to you. And you know, in the way that on this Four of Cups is usually depicted as somebody offering the person something and the person's not interested, there might be a message that there's going to be something that you will be offered here, that might like reignite your interest. And if there's advice here, We will get additional advice at the end, but if there's advice here, it would be to make sure that you are keeping an open mind in terms of what might be coming in towards you. If you feel like you have, you know, you've kind of been processing this, you might still be feeling a little bit, you know, bored or disillusioned about it. But if you feel like you have been keeping an open mind, then the good news would be, yes, there's something coming in, and it's going to be coming in probably fairly soon. And I'd like to, with the fact that we have in particular this Two of Swords right here, is giving me the sense that the next thing that does come in is going to be something that is more in alignment with your authentic truth. And again, I don't really know how to apply that to your specific situation because it is a general reading, but hopefully that will resonate for you. The Ace of Pumpkins, which would be the Ace of Pentacles, the fact that it's a Pentacles card in particular, to me that means that this reading could very well be connected to a career and or something that is related to earning money, because that is a connection with Pentacles. But the Pentacles is also associated with a grounded, practical, committed energy. And if we're talking about, maybe even if you were resonating with this idea that this might be about a relationship or about dating, you know, if there was something that made you feel really passionate, excited, like with a new relationship, and it was very painful when it suddenly ended or didn't get off the ground or whatever we're talking about here, this Ace of Pentacles is talking about being ready to start a new cycle where or being ready to start a new relationship. It's like being receptive to making a new commitment. So that might be resonating as something that like an energetic shift for you would be kind of like opening up to new commitments after this painful experience. And again, I was just saying, like, the good news is you will receive some sort of offer, and your spirit guides are asking you to keep an open mind. If and when you do, the message of the Two of Swords, for me in this context, because it does talk about making a choice or a decision, but it's like giving yourself permission to take a step back emotionally from whatever the choice or decision is, so that you can see it a little bit more clearly. The fact that this figure is blindfolded on this card speaks to if your reason and logic are not helping you make this decision, there can be a message to trust your intuition and pay attention to the advice of spirit. And particularly pay attention to your gut feelings about what is best for you. It can be a message. The Two of Swords can be a message from spirit to give yourself the time to figure out which pathway forward is more in alignment with your divine path and your authentic truth. And that is something that only you will be able to discern for yourself. And the good news of this Ace of Pentacles is that if somebody does come towards you with an offer, you know, if it's a job offer or, you know, whatever the context is here, the energy of Pentacles and the fact that we have this Knight of Pentacles here, and then this is like taking a step back to kind of evaluate, how do I feel about this choice or decision, whether to accept or reject this Ace of Pentacles. The Pentacles energy on either side is a message that you can take your time to make this choice. There's no rush, you know, and it's like, give yourself all the time you need to discern how to move forward. Because again, the good news here is you will be getting to a place where you are ready to move forward. And the energy of the Knight of Pentacles here, you know, it is the Knight associated with forward momentum, but it's also Pentacles. Pentacles is the slowest moving Knight and carries a message very much about like just taking it one day at a time, you know, taking it as slowly as you need to, embracing the journey for what it is rather than being super focused on the destination. It's like even this is like committing to a process of learning what works best for you, so that you can follow your gut, your heart, your intuition. that's the message that I'm seeing in the tarot cards. Hopefully that's resonating for you, because it is a bit more of like a specific type of message. And I do want to talk about, I'm being really drawn to this night song, which says hidden talents. And the way I would interpret that is, the fact that this person on this card is blindfolded, and the message of like, it's like it's hidden talents. It's and the message of maybe not currently being ready or feeling ready to accept what the universe is offering, or to maybe put your energy out there and start something new and take the initiative on something. There's maybe a confirmation with this card that there is some aspect of this that you have not been aware of. Like there's something hidden that, again, it's just giving me the sense. The fact that this Ace of Wands did not work out was for a specific reason, because there was some hidden talent, or something hidden that that Spirit wanted you to see, so that you could make your new start, your next opportunity in more of a Pentacles energy, calm, slow, steady, grounded, rather than this. The energy of the Ace of Wands is very fast moving. It's very excited, but unfortunately, sometimes that passion can burn out, and it can burn us out energetically. Whereas, this is the Pentacles energy is more about, I'm committed to the process. I'm committed to the journey. I'm committed to showing up every single day and putting the effort in every single day, as opposed to I want to rush forward into the next stage because I'm so excited that I can't contain myself, to put it that way. And there might be a message that when you slow down and maybe take a step back from these are really intense emotions. This is like, again, intense passion and excitement, intense sadness, and disappointment, and possibly anger, resentment, whatever is being represented here on this. This is pain, emotional pain. These are intense feelings, right? And then we have, again, the slower, more grounded energy of Pentacles, and this like card about taking a step back emotionally, so that you can have some clarity about making a decision. And then Spirit showed me this person who's blindfolded here, kind of sitting on a bench, taking a break, is going to have a much easier time in this calmer energy, hearing the song of this cardinal, who is going to open their eyes to perhaps some hidden talents that might inform them as to which way to go. So that's an intuitive message there. And then I want to talk about the Dreams card. This could be a literal message from Spirit to pay attention to your dreams, or that you process things while you sleep. I know a lot of people do that. I know that I do that. I know I also receive messages from Spirit in my dreams. I can't always remember my dreams, but I know that I'm processing things in my sleep and receiving messages in my sleep. That might also resonate for you, in which case this card could be a confirmation that if you've been having certain dreams, or dreams about a specific person or a specific topic, or something that you would know what it is, that might be a confirmation. Those are being sent to you by Spirit. I also think it's interesting that we're seeing something through a window here. There could be a message specifically about like dreams being a window into your true desires and or your hidden talents, and it can be a message about dreams might be more like metaphorical in terms of what do you want to achieve or accomplish in this lifetime. What are your dreams for the future? What do you dream for in terms of, if this is about a relationship, in terms of the ideal relationship? What do you dream for in terms of if this is like a creative project or something that has to do with work? Like what would your dreams be for your ideal career, or how you want your creative projects to go, etc. And you would be able to say how that applies to you. But it's like to just kind of take a look at this. And I do think it's really interesting. We have this really big moon back there, a full moon. And you know, the moon, and there's a moon here as well. So there might be a connection. Like a lot of the cards in this deck have moons on them, but we only really have one for you today, and it's connected with this Four of Cups. And so there might be a connection between this Four of Cups and this Dreams card of this big full moon. The moon can talk about hidden things and illusions and fantasies. So there again, like when you're in this Four of Cups energy, there might be something that you're not seeing, something that is a little bit hidden. And it's like when you get to this Two of Swords where you are kind of taking a step back emotionally and really trying to tap into your intuition and really kind of being in more of a meditative state where you're slowing down your mind and disconnecting from your emotional body. That might be when you are able to see things that are hidden that might be related to your dreams. And again, that it could be like your dreams for the future. And there may be a message here that there might be a shift in terms of taking a really honest look at what your dreams are. And do they work for you? You know, and this is something that that I've had to do, is to really like ask myself honestly, do I want this thing because I've been told that I should want it, or because it's what society has told me that I should want, or because I feel like I have to compare myself to other people and other people have this thing, you know, but it might not be right for me. It might not be something that I want for myself, you know, and this could be just an opportunity to reevaluate that. And that might be why, if you've been feeling like you're grappling with this right now, the good news is you will not be grappling with it forever, and you're going to be in a much more peaceful would be the word. You're going to be in a much more peaceful energy. And if you've particularly, especially with the energy of the Four of Cups, particularly if you feel like you have been struggling with gratitude, and especially after a Ten of Swords process, you know, I could understand struggling with gratitude. I've also been through a situation like this, and it was a very painful ending, and I had a lot of trouble letting go of it. And then afterwards, I had a lot of trouble feeling grateful for having had that experience. I was like, I don't know how to be grateful for this because it was so upsetting and painful. The good news is, you are going to be able to get to a place of gratitude. And this card, it is connected with the green color that I would associate with the heart chakra. There might be like heart chakra healing that might be helpful for you. And there's if there is advice here, it would be to try to practice gratitude. But at the same time, you know, sometimes I hesitate to give that message because I don't want to invalidate your experiences. I don't want you to tell you should just be grateful, you know, because that's not really helpful. You know, that's not helpful to hear. It wouldn't have been helpful for me to hear that when I was struggling to practice gratitude. You know, like I needed to go through this energetic shift to be able to get to a place of genuine gratitude. You know, I really needed to process my emotions first. So yeah, I just want to say that, like, if it's not helpful to hear that you should be practicing gratitude when you're in the middle of all of these heavy emotions, then don't take that message. It's not for you. The message would be that you will eventually be in an energy where you can embrace the energy of being grateful for having gone through this experience, because it has put you onto a path towards an experience that might be a much better fit for you, and it might also be opening your eyes and opening your mind to something that is hidden. There's something being revealed to you here, and as I said, the cardinal and the hummingbird are both unique birds. So there might be like a colorful or a unique type of bird that spirit shows you, and when you see that might be a sign, like the context in which you're seeing that bird, or if you were having a specific thought before that bird showed up, that might be just a confirmation from spirit that you're on the right track, you're on the right path, and your spirit guides are with you. And then the last thing is there might be a connection with nature, and particularly flowers. I will get the one more card for you, but there's lots of flowers on this gratitude deck. So the part of the energetic shift between the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Pentacles, because there's also flowers down here, might be helpful for you to spend a lot of time in nature. There might also be a connection to, because flowers are connected with the springtime and summertime. I don't know when you're watching this, but if that is around the corner, that might be a message about timing here for you. But otherwise, this could be just a message about maybe like connecting with nature might be helpful for you. And then the last piece of advice we have, oh, I love this, from your spirit guides is a red rose, which says courage. It says be brave, be strong, believe. And I love that this looks like a rose to me here, even though we have some lotuses, or I think those are lotuses, I don't know. This looks like a rose to me. This looks like the rose on here for me. And with it, the courage, it's like be brave, be strong, believe. I think this is encouragement from Spirit that you do not need to stay in this Four of Cups energy. There's going to be things that are like there's a new beginning coming towards you. You will be offered, whatever. Whatever we're talking about in this reading, there's a message that you can do it, and there might be part of this process that, and especially with this Two of Swords, about practicing faith. Faith is a choice. It's a choice that can be very difficult, especially when we're in the middle of a situation like this, and it can be, a difficult process. But there's a lot of encouragement from your spirit guides here, and there's a lot of confirmation for me as the reader that the reason why this didn't work out is because there's something here that is just much more in alignment for you, and it's up to you to believe that you have the courage and the strength to pick yourself up out of this energy and start again. And I think you are being encouraged to do that. So with that said, that is what I am seeing for you today, pile 3. I hope that this reading has resonated for you. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching pile 3, and I hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 4, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Knight of Bats, which would be the Knight of Swords in this deck, then this is going to be your reading for today, where we are asking your spirit guides for some good news. I was going to film a different video, but I felt like I wanted to put some more positivity out into the world, so we are asking Spirit for some good news for you today. And with that said, let's get right into the reading. Spirit, good news. Oh my god, I jumped right out. Okay. Alright, we have the King of Bats, this would be the King of Swords, and the Seven of Pumpkins, which would be the Seven of Pentacles. Alright, what good news do you have for pile 4, Spirit? What good news? Okay, we have the Five of Pumpkins, which would be the Five of Pentacles. What good news do you have for pile 4? Okay, we have the Five of Bats, this would be the Five of Swords. And what good news do you have for pile 4, please? What good news do you have? Whoop. Okay, it flipped in my hand, and it is, oh, this is very interesting. This is the Queen of Bats, which would be the Queen of Swords. And it's interesting because we have the two divine counterparts of the sword suit, the King and the Queen, as bookends for your reading here. So first off, I want to just apologize if I'm going to try to calm myself down. I'm feeling very jittery, and I have a lot of nervous energy right now. And I don't normally feel this way. I have not had too much caffeine. I am feeling over caffeinated. I have the exact normal, like I've had 1 cup of coffee. So I think I might be channeling somebody's energy. This might be your energy, or it could be somebody in your energy field, or one of your spirit guides might just be like really excited to share this good news with you. This might be something that you might have been waiting for a while, and I am getting the sense that that this particular piece of news for you today, pile 4, has less to do with something that maybe has to do with like something physical, like in terms of like a possession or something related to your job or your career. It's like less practical, and I think it has more to do with an energetic shift. If that resonates for you, if that's not resonating for you, then you know, that there might be messages for you in a different pile. But for me, the fact that we have this spread, again, bookended by the you know, the rulers of the sword suit, for me, this would be a message about, as soon as I saw the King of Swords, a word that popped into my head was discernment and clarity. So that might be something that resonates for you in terms of something that you are working towards. Both the King and Queen of Swords see the situation for what it is. They are very practical, very clear thinkers. They are excellent communicators, and they communicate with a very direct communication style. This is like saying, I see the situation exactly for what it is, and I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm going to call it for what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to, you know, tell people things just to make them feel better. You know, I'm going to communicate my authentic truth because it is important that I say things. Like, there's a message coming through. This might resonate for some of you. If you have historically been the type of person where you might have held your tongue, especially in a situation that was not working for you, because you didn't want to rock the boat or you didn't want to upset anybody, this to me would be talking about a period of time where you are no longer doing that. You're just not going to do that anymore. And that speaks to me about an energetic shift towards empowerment. And towards like empowering yourself, like a sense of empowerment that comes from within, because you know that you deserve to speak up about things. You deserve to have your voice heard. And it's the concept that sometimes we need to say things not because we need the other person to hear or understand what we're saying, but because it's important for our own mental health to know that we said the thing that we had been avoiding saying, or to know that we've expressed ourselves. At the very least, we said what we had to say. Whether the other person chooses to listen or change their behavior or whatever, it's like that's almost inconsequential to the fact that at least I expressed my truth, or I expressed the truth as it objectively is, you know, even if the other person can't see it that way. So that might be something that resonates for you. That is something that I think might be amplified by the fact that, again, we have both of the king and queen of the swords here, and again, that's for me, that there's a strong connection to clarity, discernment, clear communication, strong boundaries, and intellectual decision making. Like, instead of making decisions based on emotions, based on a sense of obligation, based on what you think other people think that you should do, etc., you are making decisions based on what is logically the best course of action for as many people involved. You know, with the understanding that you still need to put your own needs first. And that, again, that's a positive energetic shift that I'm seeing there. There could also be a message, the fact that, you know, we had the king and the queen. For me, that would speak about divine counterparts. Well, I'm not getting the sense that this reading is necessarily related to a romantic connection. There might be a message that by making this energetic shift, you will attract a counterpart towards you if you are looking for a romantic connection. So that might just be saying, yes, by going through this shift, you are going to be like one step closer towards finding somebody who is a divine counterpart for you in this lifetime. So I did want to mention that, because I do think that it's interesting we have these counterparts here. And then there might be a message to the fact that it is both the king and queen of the same suit. That to me would also talk about having a balanced divine feminine and divine masculine energy. When we talk about divine feminine, divine masculine, it's not really about gender. It's more about just different energies. It's referred to as feminine and masculine, but it doesn't have anything to do with your gender or your gender identity or your gender expression. So I just want to clarify that. But with both the divine feminine and the divine masculine, it's talking about having an energetic balance between the parts of yourself that are assertive, responsible, routine-oriented, and based in the practical world, and the parts of yourself that are nurturing, creative, receptive, and spiritual. So that's a positive message about bringing those parts of yourself into balance. That's a very healthy energy. It's a very good energy for attracting anything in towards you that you want. So that's why right off the bat I felt really drawn to talk about both the King and Queen of Swords here. There's a lot of energy here. I'm having trouble figuring out what I want to talk about first. I think the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Bats, if you're familiar with this energy, you might be wondering, why is this coming up as good news? Because both of these cards can talk about a heavier, more challenging energy. I will address that. But at first, I do want to talk about the fact that this King of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles came out together, and then these three cards kind of came out separately. I think that there might be a message that might resonate with you. You might have been working towards embodying this King of Swords energy for a while, or you might recognize as having been in this energy for a while, and you're wondering, I don't know how to, it's like embracing the energy of the King of Swords is like stepping into like your boss persona, you know, and there just might be, you might have been expecting that to immediately change your life. And I'm sure that it has, like, on an energetic level, but it might not have brought in all of the changes that you wanted to see right away immediately. There's a message with the Seven of Pentacles that things are shifting on an energetic level that you might not be able to see. Like whatever you're working towards, it's growing, it's developing, it is working. Right, and especially being very committed to the process of, and particularly nurturing yourself and working on self-development, self-growth, and self-empowerment. All of that stuff is so important, and there's a reassurance with the Seven of Pentacles here that that even though you might not be able to see the progress that you're making right now in the 3D physical world, and I did say at the beginning of the reading, I was getting the sense that this spread is still not really talking about, you know, if you're gonna, you know, get the house that you want, if you've been trying to manifest some sort of money or material possession or a specific job, it still might not be ready to come in yet, but there's reassurance here that it is happening. This is like giving me spiritual ascension that is bringing you into spiritual alignment with the things that you want. You know, I know that might not be what you wanted to hear when you clicked on this reading, but that's kind of what the feeling that I'm getting from this spread here. There's like a you're doing awesome, don't give up sort of feeling, because it is working even if you can't see the shifts that you're making right now immediately in the physical world. And then I want to talk about the Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords. First of all, I do want to talk about the numbers here. We have this 7. 7 is a number in numerology that is very much connected with spirituality. It's connected with like our belief systems, philosophy, learning, higher learning, intellectual pursuits. To me, that would be connected to working really hard on like a spiritual development, however that resonates for you. Like really committing yourself to your spiritual journey. And giving yourself time to enjoy the aspects of the journey that are positive for you. Again, even if you're not necessarily right now, you're not where you want to be. Like you're not at the end goal. Not that a spiritual journey has an end goal, but you know what I mean in terms of like if you set specific goals for yourself and you're trying to work towards them in a spiritual way, you know, you might be feeling like, well, I'm not making the sort of progress I thought I would be or that I wanted to be making. The message is you are, because you're shifting energetically. So again, I know I've been repeating myself, but I did want to kind of hammer that point home if somebody needs to hear it. And then these having 2 5s together in a message about good news, even though these are more challenging energies, the energy of 5 is all about change. It's changes, shifting, and it's usually it's usually like a good, ultimately a positive way, even though the process of change and transformation can be extremely uncomfortable. So for me, the message here would be, you are energetically shifting away from these energies. We have the 5 of Pentacles connected with feelings of isolation, abandonment, insecurity. Maybe you've had situations with the 5 of Swords, like these 2 energies together. You might have had a lot of really bad experiences in terms of being bullied or being like left out of social situations, feeling like you're never good enough, having people verbally abuse you or put you down, or using you for a specific end goal, and then you didn't know until the end that until it was revealed to you that maybe somebody was being shady, or that, like, this is saying, like, I've had so many bad experiences that it's just left me feeling like I'm just feeling insecure, abandoned, left out in the cold. And again, if this reading is about good news, the way I would be called to read these 2 cards is, you are shifting away from these you are, by embracing the energy of the King and Queen of Swords and putting that crown on your head, you are communicating to the universe that you will no longer tolerate these types of experiences. And especially if you've been working on boundaries, and especially if you've been working on speaking up for yourself, and really going through like a throat chakra expansion. I want to say my throat has been sore the entire time I've been talking. I am getting over a cold, so I just kind of disregarded it, but it could be related to that. You might be going through like a throat chakra healing, where you are learning how to express your truth, even if it hurts somebody else's feelings, or somebody doesn't want to hear it, or you have toxic people in your life who have big egos that can't handle any kind of criticism. It's like you are still standing up for yourself with those people, even though you might have been intimidated by them or manipulated by them in the past. You are no longer letting that kind of cloud your vision in terms of what the reality of what happened here is. And it's like you are calling out people for their bad behavior and just like not tolerating any of that anymore. And like I'm hearing a lot of swear words, which I don't want to say out loud, so that's why if I'm stuttering or hesitating, it's because I'm avoiding saying a swear word. But yes, and I think that, as I said, like the real good news here is this energetic shift towards the King and Queen of Swords. That's a positive energy for you to be in right now. And again, the message is, you are shifting away from these experiences and these energies, and you are not going to be attracting any more of this into your life. Like you're done with this. This is over. We're shifting away from this. And your energetic work is going to pay off. And that if you've been feeling like you have recently been having, or maybe even right now, been having more of these experiences, there would be a message with this that sometimes our spirit guides send us like little tests and things, not to trip us up, like not in a malicious way, but just to make sure that that we are ready to close out this cycle and move into the next one. So it could just be that it's like the spirit's like saying, "Are you sure we've really healed this? We're really ready to move on, shift away from this? Okay, let's do it." You know. So and I am feeling compelled to mention 2 more things. First of all, the King and Queen of Swords are associated with moths. I think they're moths. There's a moth right there and a moth right there. Moths are symbols of transformation, similar to butterflies. They are also very much connected with the life and death cycle. And to me, like, again, it's a symbol of transformation, but it's like a transformative process that might be to the point where when you step into this King, Queen of Swords energy, people might even tell you that they don't recognize you, like that you are a totally different person, that you've done a complete energetic 180. And honestly, I think it's in a good way. You know, it might throw people for a loop because they weren't expecting it, you know, but if you're shifting, again, if you're shifting away from this energy, these experiences, and towards the energy of the Queen and King of Bats, especially the Seven of Pentacles, about having faith that things are going to work out, then that's a very positive shift for you, and there's going to be good things in your future. So I wanted to talk about the moths. Moths might also be a symbol that that Spirit sends you as like a, you know, just an acknowledgement that your spirit guides are with you and that you are on the right path. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the difference in facial expression on the moons on these two cards. For me, a moon can sometimes be a symbol of spiritual support, you know, so for me it's like this is the face that like your spirit guides are making, or like the universe or your higher power, however you want to conceptualize it. Like this is a disapproving look here, and then this moon is smiling down on this Queen of Swords. And so again, it's like this is a positive energetic shift that is fully supported by Spirit and your spirit guides, with an acknowledgement that you are still the one who had to do the hard work to make this energetic shift, and a kudos for that. So with that said, I am going to get into the Oracle cards. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so we have Cauldron, which says synergy and healing. And this card definitely does speak about what I was talking about in terms of things coming into energetic alignment for you. There's a reassurance that yes, things are happening, but behind the scenes that you can't see. Especially with the word synergy, it's like things are coming together, and we're moving away from these energies with healing. We're healing things that are related to these two cards here. And then there's also a message with this card because a cauldron is something that we use to either to make potions or to cook food, you know, regardless. And because of that, the process of using a cauldron involves putting in different ingredients and seeing what the result is. So there can be a message about trying different things, like a process of trial and error to see what works for you. And the fact it's the process of doing that is healing in itself, because it is a journey of self-discovery. And that might be related to the Seven of Pentacles card here, of like there's a healing energy, like a nurturing energy on this card, of putting your energy towards growing these pumpkins on this card, with faith that you are going to have a good harvest, you know, even though you cannot know for sure what the yield is going to be for your hard work here. To put it that way, it's like the part of the healing process is just the process itself, and that might just be kind of a confirmation of that idea. Okay, and then we have grieving. And this card does have a big blue butterfly on it. So like maybe moths or butterflies might be a symbol that your spirit guides send you. You know, I think they're like in the same family of insects. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that this card is definitely talking about the healing process here, and the process of grieving. For me, like that, it's about healing and letting go, like shift again, like acknowledging and validating your feelings here, and really giving yourself time to feel these feelings and process these experiences, do the spiritual work here of grieving, so that you can get to a place where you can fully let go of those feelings, and they will no longer have a hold on you, and no longer have a hold over your sense of security or your self-esteem or your sense of worthiness or your sense of belonging. It's like those things do not need to be tied to your past experiences when you have gone through the process of grieving the things that could have been, grieving the things you might have lost, and healing the wounds from your bad experiences or your negative experiences. This might also be related to, if this resonates for you, like a grieving the loss of a loved one. It might be something, you know, if you have not recently lost somebody, then this message is not for you. I'm not trying to scare you, but if that is something that has happened recently, then I think that there is an acknowledgement that, you know, to give yourself all the time you need to go through the grieving process, and that it's okay to take that time. If that might be a specific message that resonates for somebody, but otherwise I do think it's just about like processing and releasing your feelings related to this Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords, whatever the situation or situations or patterns or whatever is going on here, however that resonates for you. Just processing, releasing those feelings so that you can go through this transformative process, and again being echoed by the moth on these two cards, to go through the energetic shift to embrace your inner King, Queen of Swords. So, and then the last thing I want to say about this card is that it's not one figure grieving on this card, it's three figures, I think. And so there's a reiteration that even though you might have had to go through this process alone in the physical 3D world, if you did have to go through this process alone, there's a message that you were not truly alone because your spirit guides are always with you. Okay, we have allowing, which says, radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. Okay, so yeah, you know what, I'm not even sure that I really talked about. I think I did mention, but I'm not sure I really talked about it. I was getting the strong sense when this King and Queen of Swords came out. There was a message here about looking at these three cards and seeing them clearly for what they are. I did talk about it, but it was some like a strong feeling I had when these cards came out. There's a clarity here of true understanding of the reality of what happened here. You might resonate as having been maybe a little bit resistant in the past to examining this stuff, maybe because it was too painful or it was too recent, and the feelings were too raw, which is understandable. There is a message about just allowing and kind of the radical acceptance of, yeah, this happened. Yes, it was very difficult and very upsetting. Again, I'm hearing swear words, so I'm trying not to say. And there's a message about accepting the reality for what it is, and then using that acceptance to go like isn't it acceptance like the last of the 5 stages of grief? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even sure the 5 stages of grief have been like debunked or not. I don't know, but it's like getting to a place of acceptance because you have a clear understanding of what happened, perhaps because you've been going through a process of healing and releasing things that have been happening in your past. And with allowing, there might be like a piece of advice, again, just like radical acceptance, like, yeah, this is the reality of what happened. And also speaking up about that truth. And there might be a message that's tied to gaining clarity about that, especially if, you know, this card is like kind of a purpley color with a third eye. Pink color might be associated with the crown. But you might have known on an intuitive level what actually happened here. You might not have wanted to accept it because the truth was too painful to deal with at that time. And there's a message here that you might be finally in a place where you can just accept it, like just kind of have like a bluntly honest conversation with yourself and with other people about what happened. So that might be something that resonates for you, and then it's just like allowing yourself to feel whatever feelings you're feeling, and really giving yourself space. That's something else that is like, if other people in your life have historically not given you any kind of space in your relationships with them or in your family life growing up, if you felt like you just never had any space to be yourself or to take up space in your home or in your relationships, there's a message here. You can give yourself that space. You can just take that space. You don't need to wait for permission for other people to tell you that it's okay to feel your feelings. You can just go ahead and say, I know this is how I feel, and that's just, I have a right to feel that way, you know, and to express that. So again, that might resonate for somebody. Also, I just noticed there's like butterflies and a dragonfly on this card. So again, like the symbols of transformation and transformative process that is based in clarity, acceptance, clear thinking, and a clear communication. So I want to say that. And then we're going to get one last piece of advice from your spirit guides. I was surprised when I saw this card because I was just thinking about calla lilies. I have a print in my office that is of calla lilies, and I was just it's a floral deck, and I was thinking, I wonder if a calla lily is going to come out. And then we have the calla lily. It says rejuvenation, it says reawaken, and then stand stronger. I don't even think this is advice. I think this is just a description of the process you are currently going through. I think that this is confirmation. Like, yes, it's a rejuvenation is like regaining a sense of vitality. You know, it's like if you can feel young again because you have gone through, like, you've come out the other side of the cocoon as a butterfly. It's like you are starting, like, if you've been trying to get to a new place, start a new cycle, you are in the process of that. And it's like with the reawakening, that for me would be connected with a spiritual ascension. I definitely think that that's something that's happening here, and connecting with the idea of with reawaken, it's like opening your eyes to the situation, to the reality that you are in, and then stand stronger. I love that because it also kind of reiterates that message about empowerment and empowering yourself. You don't need anybody's permission to stand up and embrace your power. You know, you can give yourself permission to do that. And I think that that is a beautiful message, especially if that is something that you are learning how to do, or that you're in the process of standing up and saying, this is what I deserve, this is what I need, this is what I want, and I'm going to go after it because I deserve to have good things. This is the reality of what happened here. It wasn't fair. I didn't deserve it. And I'm going to call you out for your bad behavior. I'm not going to tolerate any of this anymore. I'm sitting on my throne right now, and I just heard you better come correct. So I don't know if that resonates for somebody, but yeah, so that's a really powerful energy to be in. And if we're talking about like what good news does Spirit have for you, the good news, it might not be news, but that, you know, it's a positive message that you are on track to a reawakening, a rejuvenation, and really embracing and standing in your power, which is a beautiful message. So with that said, I think that is where I am going to leave your reading today, Pile 4. I know it might not have been exactly the message you were looking for when you clicked on this video, but hopefully it did resonate for you. If you did like the video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you and whether it resonated. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, thank you very much for watching, Pile 4, and I do hope to see you in my next video.